Hi, so I'm going to give some updates on the testimony we've heard from three women, three accusers who were victimized by R.Kelly. I do want to warn everybody, trigger warning, please swipe through this video if you can't handle this right now, and that's perfectly fine because there's going to be some really upsetting details about the testimony. All three of these women told stories of meeting R.Kelly when they were underage, and in all those stories, R.Kelly did eventually find out their age, and in no way did it stop him from continuing on with the sexual relationship that he instigated with them. These women were all brought to R.Kelly with the assistance of his entourage. People like his managers, his assistants, his drivers would pass them his phone number at a concert or reach out to them, help get plane tickets to fly these underage girls to other cities so that they could wait and have sex with R.Kelly. But the most disturbing stuff, I think, was about the ongoing psychological, physical, verbal abuse that R.Kelly had these women under. This wasn't just a sexual relationship taking advantage of underage girls. This really was a very abusive, exploitative situation that was going on. So these women had all kinds of rules they had to follow. They were supposed to call him daddy. They were supposed to ask him permission to go to the restroom, to leave the restroom once they got there, to eat. All of these things. And if you broke any of these rules, like you wore clothes that were too tight in front of another man, for instance, one woman testified, she did that and she was punished by having to spend days in a room. And she included a horrific detail about his assistants bringing her extra large cups because they knew that she was going to be in this room for days and would likely have to urinate in those cups. So his team was completely involved in this and aware of what was going on. There were also some really upsetting details about how R.Kelly planned to protect himself. He trained one victim in how to answer questions from the press and basically pressured her to have an interview with Gayle King where he made it clear he was present at the room and told her exactly what she was supposed to say in order to exonerate him. One of the women also testified that he forced her to write letters, basically that he could use to blackmail her later. So these letters confessed to things she didn't do. Like in one letter, she said, "I admit that I stole from you, and I admit that my family abused me," things that would humiliate her later. In one, he required her to write that she would accuse him of raping her if he didn't continue to have sex with her because she was so obsessed with him and having sex with him. And these are things that defense counsel went ahead and used on their cross-examination to try and discredit her. But I think that when you put all these things together, it's very clear that this man had a disgusting pattern of predatory behavior against young women. I really don't think that any of the cross-examinations are going to convince anybody.